Live from our studios here in Lagos, this is Beyond 100 Days with Nifemi Okuntoye. We're still tracking developments in the Lagos State House of Assembly, where 36 lawmakers have now passed a vote of confidence on the Speaker, Mojisola Meranda. There was palpable tension in the House earlier today as operatives of the Department of State Service and other security agencies were stationed outside the complex to forestall any external interference. They surrounded the House, sealed up the office of the Speaker and the chamber. The lawmakers, after a 2-hour meeting held outside the chambers, proceeded to hold plenary. Mojisola Meranda, in the heat of the situation, broke down in tears as she stared at the crowd comprising members and management of the House of Assembly who had come out to support the leadership of the House. The crowd went on chanting solidarity songs, encouraging her to go ahead and commence plenary. Shortly afterwards, the doors of the chamber was thrown open and the mace brought in. Plenary began, and the lawmakers condemned the actions of the DSS as they insisted on the removal of the former Speaker Mudashiru Obasa, saying the decision remains constitutional and final. And just minutes earlier, we got an update on this story with the Department of State Services denying report of invading the State House of Assembly in Lagos. The Lagos State Assembly, according to DSS, invited its officials. We're now seeing a letter signed by the acting clerk of the House stating that the House management invited the DSS and other security agencies because the House management was afraid of an imminent breakdown of law and order. The letter surfaced following public alarm about the heavy presence of DSS and other security officials at the House complex on Monday, causing insinuations that the DSS may have been acting on behalf of the presidency to reinstate the recently removed Speaker Mudashiru Obasa. But the letter sent by a correspondent showed that the security agencies were lawfully invited to the legislative chambers. And for more on this development story, I'm joined by correspondent Abimbola Agbebe for an inside story as to what transpired earlier today. Abimbola, what a day. The drama is back at the Lagos State House of Assembly. What did you see for yourself?
Yes, Nifemi, rightly put. The drama, of course, no one saw this coming. It was supposed to be a plenary day. It's Monday, and when I got to the House of Assembly this morning, the first thing I spotted was the presence of security officials. There was a heavy presence of security, just at the front of the House of Assembly. And I felt that was weird because I would say the House has enjoyed what I would call relative calm in the last 1 or 2 weeks since the leadership tussle started. But again, I concluded, I said, okay, maybe going by the events of the weekend, talking about the lawsuit filed by the former Speaker Mudashiru Obasa, I concluded that, probably the security officials were invited to provide security. And then I moved into the House. But then what I saw when I got, into the House was even more shocking. First, we saw officials of the Department of State Security right in front of the office of the Speaker, armed. And then again, when the Speaker arrived, she did not move into our office. She moved to what I would call a relaxation area on the premises where she held a meeting with the rest of the lawmakers, and they were in that meeting for about 2 hours. There was tension around the House, people talking in hushed tones. At that point, we saw members and staff of the House of Assembly trooping out of their offices, everyone on their feet. No clue as to what would happen next or when the plenary would commence. We're there for about 2 hours, and then the Speaker and the lawmakers decided to hold plenary. And then they proceeded to the chamber. Of course, was also under lock and key. At that point,
the office of the Speaker was locked too.
The office of the Speaker was locked. The chamber was also locked, and then the lawmakers proceeded to hold the plenary regardless. At that point, we saw the entire staff of the House of Assembly chanting solidarity songs. At that point, you could tell that the speaker was already getting emotional. Yeah, she was walking towards the chamber with expression on her face. One could tell that, oh, she's broken. And then she got there, she stopped. And then the chanting of the solidarity songs went on. I guess that was part of what broke her. And then she started, began to shed tears. We heard members, and staff of the House saying, we want you to lead the House, go ahead and start the plenary. And then, just like you saw in that report, the door was thrown open and it went inside. But then we had another commotion right inside the chambers. It took a while before they could place the mace at its position. We discovered that some officials of DSS were actually trying to force their way in through the other door, probably to prevent plenary from holding. They
were trying to force their way into the chamber.
Into the chamber from another door.
But what happened at the point where we saw lawmakers pushing the DSS officers back?
And that was what I was talking about. They were trying to force their way in to prevent plenary from holding. Okay. And then we saw lawmakers trying to push them out of the chamber, telling them to allow them hold plenary. That went on for a while, after which the speaker decided to hold plenary, and plenary started. And of course, that formed deliberations of the floor. So
while the plenary was on, where were the DSS officials?
They were outside.
Okay, they were there throughout the plenary session.
They were outside.
We now have a letter now signed by one Mr. A.T.B. Otun, who is acting clerk of the House. In this letter, it's showing that the House of Assembly, the Lagos House of Assembly, actually invited DSS, asking them to, they're talking about the possibility of the former speaker resuming on the 18th of September, that's tomorrow, and that they're expecting their presence there as early as Sunday, 16th February. At what point or what day did the DSS officials resume their protection duty at the House of Assembly? Okay,
so first let me clarify this, talking about that letter. Of course, I just got to know about that letter just as I was stepping into the office, so I may not be able to speak on whether the content of that letter is true or not, but then what I know is the House has adjourned synodi indefinitely, so there will be nobody at the House tomorrow. Now, talking about whether or not they were invited to the House to provide security, I wouldn't know. But then if you were invited to provide security, at what point did that change? If you were asked to provide security at the House of Assembly, then why did you prevent the lawmakers from doing their business? Why did you prevent the Speaker from going into our office? Why did you prevent plenary from holding? I guess that's the question we should be asking, or that's probably what we should be, that's the question we should be asking.
Part of the letter says, in light of the situation, we kindly request that you take necessary measures to fortify security of the Assembly premises with effect from Sunday, 16th February 2025, by increasing the presence of your men, and as well as observe a strict access control within and outside the Assembly premises till further notice. It's a developing story, Abimbola. What a striking story you have told today. We'll probably get back to this story.
Yes, we are keeping our...
We probably haven't seen the end of it yet.
No, this is not, of course. We hope to bring more updates as we have it, but then that's what we have.
Thank you, Abimbola, for the update there.
Thank you.
We'll take a short break. When we return, we're going to turn our attention to the November 8th governorship election in Anambra State, and I'll be speaking with an APC chieftain in that regard. Stay with us, everyone.